Welcome back to Self Revelations. It's your boy B-Dab.
And I am Juan Moreno.
Once again, we're back with another episode of Self Revelations. We just want to thank all you guys for showing your love and support 24/7 with all of our accounts. You know, all of our accounts have continued to jump throughout the weeks and months. You know, only being 6 months in, we genuinely appreciate you guys, like for real. And we know that, you know, a lot of stuff that we're putting out, you guys are, you know, swiping up on us, reposting, doing all the stuff that you guys genuinely don't need to do. So once again, we want to say thank you and that we love and appreciate every single one of you guys. But, back now to get back on track, Juanavelli, how's your week been? How's everything been for you?
Man, it's been good. Honestly, I feel like I always start off like that too. Man, it's been good, even though I've been like struggling. But like, it's actually been going great though. Like, one of the realizations that I got was sometimes like us as people, we're so stuck on judging people instead of like cherishing and loving them. So you see it all day, like at work or on your daily life, or especially with family, that we're constantly always trying to like point out the negatives or point out things that somebody could work on or should work on, that we take away the ability to love them for like their stuff that they are unique in and that they offer you that you never got from somebody else. So that's like one of the things that I had to work through. You know, conversations I had with you last weekend. I had a great conversation and, you know, played golf, tried, learning golf at the same time, having like very, very deep conversations of like the things that I was struggling with and what I was choosing to look at. Mm-hmm. And once I realized like, oh, I was looking at a situation with in a way of judgment instead of like cherishing the person and being actually happy and content and grateful, I started to realize like, oh shit, I was looking at all the wrong things. Like I forget that you get to choose what to look at. And I was looking at all the things that was causing these problems, or potentially I didn't have a problem, but it could have built to a problem, or I could have made a move based off of emotion at the moment. So thank God, you know, that I have the ability to be able to sit and reflect and talk to the people closest to me and be fully honest, fully transparent, not give a fuck what they think, but more of like, how can I get a new perspective? Like maybe I'm missing something. So that's kind of been like the week for me, is like, you know, choosing what to look at.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And, you know, it can be difficult to genuinely cherish a situation or be, you know, beyond positive about a situation because of like, you know, our mind, like, you know, some of these negative thoughts that we can't control, or maybe someone's aura rubs you wrong and you're just like, oh, well, this is bothering me in this way. And you let that control over the fact of like, this person being in your life is a blessing in a disguise. So in the same sense, like, you know, like my grandpa, for instance, you know, when you talk about genuinely cherishing somebody, you know, giving them their flowers when they're here, you know, being with them, you know, genuinely appreciating them and showing them why they're here. So, you know, my grandpa, it's always been like I've always had a great relationship with my grandpa, but I was never, you know, going out of my way to go see him, spending time with him. We spent a lot of time with, you know, my grandparents and stuff like that, but not realizing it, you know, when I'm younger, like, dang, this is my last grandpa. Like, this is, you know, my last grandparents. They're not going to be here forever, knowing that, but not going out of my way. Hey, grandpa, like, I appreciate everything you do for us, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, when he passed, one of the last conversations that we had, you know, he genuinely told me, like, you know, because he was sick, he told me, like, hey, there might not be a next time. And I remember sitting back and just thinking about it, like, damn, like, that was the last, like, we talked about something before that, but that was genuinely the last conversation that we had. So, like, for a year, it didn't, like, process for me because, you know, and I was back at school, so I couldn't come back and go to the funeral because he had died as soon as I got back. So, you know, my brother and everybody goes to the funeral and stuff like that. But it was just hard for me because it's like, damn, like having that feeling of, damn, I didn't cherish this person while they were here, and, you know, and didn't put my best. Yeah, I was good to this person, but I didn't give them my best. And in the same sense, when my brother passed in 2019, it was the exact same thing. So I had 2 years. So, we even talked about it like at Thanksgiving, and, we're all together and we're chopping up like, damn, like the dad meets is getting short. Like, missing grandpa. It's like, it's weird that, talking to my brother, it was the same situation. It's like, I never came out of my comfort, or not comfort zone, I would say, but come out of my own bubble to go, appreciate him, show him like, hey, bro, like, I love you. Cause you never know what somebody else is dealing with. So, just giving them that reassurance, like, hey, bro, I love you. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate you. Yada, yada. So we seen him Thanksgiving. He goes back to Atlanta, and right before New Year's, right before I, go to camp, whatever, just graduated, whatever it is. Boom, we get the news that, my brother had passed. But it's just that thing where it's like, people are in your life for a reason, good or bad, regardless. But regardless of the matter, like, accept that and be cognizant of, like, the whole picture. Somebody might come to your life and be phenomenal, change your life for the better, but they might not be there no more. And that leaves an example for you and how you can be, or how the limits that you can reach. Or someone can come in for, the worst and teach you a lesson in that same thing. So, genuinely cherishing somebody is one of the things I'm still working on to this day. But, with these lessons I've learned in my life, like, when they're here, even though if you feel like you're even doing amazing with reaching out, being with them, like, do more, appreciate them, take more pictures, spend more time, spend more quality time with them, give them roses regardless if they're male or female. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely show love and appreciation for that person and not just talk about it.
Right. Damn. Right. And that's why I look back at myself. Now I'm starting to, like, redirect my conversations with people. I mean, me and you, we're going to fuck around and joke around and, like, roast the shit out of each other. But we can also tap into those, like, legit, real conversations, too. And I look at my family and friends, too. Especially, it's the family. I think you could tell me, who you are and who you think you are and all that stuff. But if I really want to know who you are, let me talk to your family. So, and that's the thing that I even preach at work. I'm in a leadership position. So I tell people at work, the way you are here at work is a reflection of how you are at home. So if you're lazy, taking shortcuts, being disrespectful, if I go talk to your wife or your husband, I bet you they might agree with some of the things that you do here. It's kind of a reflection of what you do at home. So if you're taking a piss on the damn toilet seat at work, I know you're taking a piss on the toilet seat at home. So, and, to me, it's like the way you treat your family is, like, the best reflection of who you are. So, and that's one of my things that I'm really working on. Like, yeah, it's so easy to treat the new person that you don't know and don't know you, and treat them with all the respect and give them all the knowledge and be very, very positive. But, like, can you do the same thing also with your family? Do you do that, And that's one of the things that I work on, is because, I was raised in a very, like, pessimistic, like, household. And I'm not even saying, like, it was all on my dad or it wasn't all on my mom. But obviously they were raised from other people, and those people were raised from other people. And then you have siblings and life situations, how they were treated as a child. So I just look at everybody that's, like, older than me or about the same age. Actually, I'm sorry. I look at anybody who's an adult or even a teenager, that I look at them like they were once a kid. So the way they are now, it was because of how they were treated as a child. And whether they were conscious of it or not, this is the outcome they're in. So I always see that, the importance of having the love and respect from your family, because then it'll pour out and it'll show within. When people look at you or talk to you, or they talk to your family about you, I think it says a lot about what they say about you. So I think there's a lot of truth in it. And when I think about the conversations that I try to redirect now, I try to, not always, I don't need to always bring up the things that they need to work on, or I don't need to bring up the things that they lack of, or they suck at, or they're not looking at, because I'm judging. And yet I'm over here trying not to judge people. Like, at work, I don't judge people at all. I do a great damn job at work. But I'm like, well, how come I don't do that at home, though, with my lady? Or how come I don't do that as much with my family? And, I mean, I do a great job. They know I love them, right? Obviously, I have great intentions, but sometimes I am judging them to the point where then they might not want to speak up about certain things. So now I'm working on just trying to, redirect the conversation and just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, we went to LA a couple weeks ago for like Father's Day, and that was one of the best moments we had, and that was a spontaneous trip. And the main thing that we did was just have a good time and have like great conversations and like love and memories, good memories, and also some of the things that happened in our life that has, built us up at this moment, things. And but then us both sharing what we can work on instead of the other person telling the other person what you should work on. If that person wants to bring it up, then you have a conversation about it, but you shouldn't have to bring it up every single 5 minutes, judging them.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with my lady too, like being redirecting the conversation and just cherishing them, because I feel like us as people, we judge so much that we don't love people as we should, because you're not going to be here for that long. So, and that's kind of what I've been doing, is just loving people more, cherishing them, and building them the confidence with their strengths, because some people's confidence is on their weaknesses, and that's ass backwards. Like, your confidence should be your strengths, what are you good at, what people tell you're good at, what you kind of know. So, and that's what I've been doing, just kind of redirecting my direction of conversation and perspective with people, and then trying to elevate. If I'm trying to elevate somebody, judging doesn't do that. So, and sometimes it takes for me to fuck up and to see it and then to feel it and then talk to you and talk to everybody, because I feel like the more you talk to people, the more you learn about yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, like, that's what I kind of reflected on, and my own self-revelation that I had was I need to love people more.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, because that's what it's all about, bro. People are too focused on, oh, this person doesn't think the same as me, so they must be like this, or he must be a bad person, or this person's skin color is this, so he's black, he has tattoos, he must be this, and that. You know what I mean? He must be a thug. Or this person's white, they must be racist. You know what I mean? Or they're this religion, I can't fuck with them. Or they're gay, or they're whatever, they're straight. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, love one another and just show love and appreciate each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's why I try to look at people just as people. You're human first. Like, I don't want to look at you because of how you said your, nationality, your beliefs, your opinions. I don't want to hold people to whatever they believe or how they look. And I'd rather just come to you as a human first, as in be kind, because you might be fighting a hard battle too, just like I am, or you want to get to a spot that you're not there yet. Your mom might be sick, your dad might be sick, you might have lost your wife last year, like, I try to be super respectful and kind to people, especially at work. That's my best practice. That's why I don't think I work a 9 to 5, and I used to have a bad perspective on it, but now I look at it like my playground. So it's like, this is the way to practice, like, all the shit that you read, mm-hmm. all the person that you want to be. I'm in a leadership position, like, this is perfect. Like, I'm trying to be a leader. I try doing my family. This is the place to do it. So it's like, now I get the opportunity to, like, actually practice it and try to treat people as people, not treat people as a color or an assumption or a judgment. I can actually train and practice it. And it's hard. It's not easy. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, somebody will, I don't like, I try to say, there's no such thing as a stupid question, but there is. Like, to me, like, sometimes I'm just like, what? Did you just ask me that? But I don't know what's going on in that person's mind, Mm-hmm. Some people are not. For me, when somebody says, I was paying attention, but I messed up. And for me, I'm not the type of person that will let you enable that. For me, it's like, if you paid attention, you wouldn't have messed up. Mm. So you didn't pay attention. So you were either thinking about something, or you were on your phone, or you're got distracted with somebody was talking to you, So I like to, like, hold people to their word, like, be honest. If you messed up, I was distracted. I'd rather hear that than say, what, I was paying attention, but I don't know, I maybe it was this, maybe it was that, like blame things instead of take accountability. So, like, I try to, it's hard to, like, look at people as a human sometimes, because you're so used to, like, judging or stuff like that. So And that's my main practice, is trying to look at people as a human first and treat them with kindness instead of being an asshole like all the time.
Yeah, facts. And what was, because I know for me personally, when I'm trying to work on things, bro, it's like a long process, especially when it comes to like things like that and having patience with people. But for you, like, was there an experience where it was like maybe you ran into somebody that gave you that same thing, like that, who you explained something, right? And right after you get done explaining it, he asked you a question about it that you just explained. So was there any like other like stories or things that happened like that where it forced you to be like, okay, let me calm down, let me assess this, and you had to figure out what was going on with that employee?
Oh my, that's every day.
Oh shit.
That's legit every single day, because some people aren't good at just following a direction. Some people, they like to see a demonstration. Some maybe are good enough to just hear what you're saying and articulate it within themselves, pick part the sentences, and I forgot what it's called, the type of listening, selective listening. So they'll pick apart whatever you're saying and then do their best to try what you just explained. And so for me, I will then, let's say I'm showing somebody like a new process. I'm showing them a picking process when it comes to selecting orders that need to be shipped out today. So then I will walk them down through the process. And my thing is, I do this. I don't know how people feel about it, but like I talk to everybody like if they were 5 years old. So I try to keep it as simple as possible, because I feel like the worst thing you want to do is to explain something that you understand in your head and expect for them to understand what you have in your head. I think there's like confusion that happens. So I try to then articulate it as simple as possible. And I will think I did a great job. And then like they will ask me a question that I answered the first 10 seconds of like, be careful of this or don't do this. And they might ask me a question, or they might make the same, they might have made the mistake that I said not to do, and I was emphasizing the whole time I was training. Like, don't click F1. If you click F1, it's going to cancel your order, and then you might move on, and you're going to combine two orders. So, and I would say that throughout the whole, I'll say maybe 10 times within 5 minutes, and then they'll come back and, F1. And like inside, I want to like, what? Like, say, what? I just literally just talked about this. I literally told you that's the main thing. It's in bold letters right here. Like, do not click F1. You have the paper on you. I want to say all that. But then I'll do this. Like, I'll literally just breathe. Like, but they're not going to see me doing it. I'm not going to just like, they come up to me and they start, like I messed up. And then I just, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna make them feel worse.
Yeah.
And I treat people how I want to be treated. So I want somebody who's gonna be very calm and to hear me out and to not, make me feel more bad about myself for making a mistake. So I will like literally breathe, and I'll listen, and I'll literally respond. You know what? Maybe I could have done better. Maybe I didn't say it enough. Maybe I should have walked you through it instead of telling you to do it without you first seeing it by hand. So let's walk through this again, and I'm going to show you. And if you have any questions or before you do anything, please just come find me. So I would like just keeping calm and keeping the same, I don't know how to say this, but the same frequency wave of my sound, like very monotone. I don't even know if that's the correct word, but yeah, being very monotone with my voice, very just calm and collective. Don't let it spike up or down. And try to put them in the best position to understand what I'm saying. Because people like to be like, oh, he's not listening. Or I showed him 10 times and just blame it on that person. But I think it's you. It might be the way that you're articulating and how you're trying to deliver this process or this message that the person is not receiving. So I look within myself first. Maybe I did something. Maybe I messed up. There's sometimes it's actually that person too. But what am I going to do? Point him out and make him look stupid? I don't think that's going to help me or him. So I will then just reassess, breathe, take it even more slower, and show them that person with demonstration. And hopefully, which they do actually 100% of the time, they'll then grasp it better. They're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm good with that. But as long as you get better at it, then we're good.
Yeah, 'cause we're all human at the end of the day. But damn, that's hard. Like, bro, I just explained it like 2 minutes ago. I said it 10 times, and then you go ahead and do exactly what I tell you not to do. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I know all types of toxic shit be popping up in your head right when it happens.
God, I feel like the little blood vessel is just about to pop. But I'm just like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm
but
positive now.
inside, yeah, I have to be positive. Force myself. But inside, I'm thinking about just giving you a fucking Stone Cold Stunner or RKO. But I'm just literally I'm very stoic and calm. But inside, I just want to just give you a Mike Tyson uppercut. Like,
The veins start popping up.
right here. But yeah,
Oh, no.
it's not easy, man. But it's worth it.
Yeah, and you know that you being in that leadership position and you taking accountability even when, in all reality, let's be real, when they fuck up, it speaks volumes about your character, and everybody sees that too, because it could be somebody that maybe you only have to tell once, and as soon as that person asks what you explain, they look over like, bruh, he just said that, like, but how you respond, they're watching that too. You're being watched at every moment. You know what I mean? So when you get that next promotion and you bump on up, no one's gonna sit there and question you because they're like, hey, bro, that's a good ass person. And if someone speaks on your character, someone's gonna check him like, nah, bro, like I've been working with him for 3 years. He's never disrespected me or talked down on me at all.
So fucking, man, go into that. That is so true, man. I see that in my experience right now. Like the way you hold yourself consistently when nobody's looking, and especially when people are looking. When people are looking, it's easy to act, a certain way. But then it's like, how are you when people are not looking? And if you do that consistently, and so this is what I do, right? You know, my mentality is somebody's looking. You might do some slight shit, and you might underhand somebody and steal some money, and that person might not ever know, but somebody's seen it, and that person might be you that did it and seen it yourself. So that's gonna be here forever, subconsciously, consciously. I'm sorry. So I feel like I literally every time, and I'm telling you, they legit could be nobody around, and I know because I might be the only person in that building, but I will still act like the cameras are on or like somebody's watching me, to then put me on my shit and to not do what's convenient but do what's the right thing to do. So go into that. Like, what do you think about how I don't know if you've experienced it. You have people around you, right, or that you've been working with or know for years, and you've been consistently yourself, and whatever the hell that means, whether it's humble, nice, respectful, very genuine or very gentleman-like. But then if somebody you meet for the first time maybe didn't start in the right spot, maybe, that then went to somebody who does know you and was like, oh, yeah, B-Dab, dude's an asshole. Like, I don't know if you ever experienced that or if you ever, if you've been through that.
No, I wouldn't say I've been through that. Any of my jobs, actually, because, it's kind of hard to, talk bad about someone who is respectful and doesn't really talk shit to anybody. You know what I mean? I do my business and get out the door. You know what I mean? So, with the jobs that I did have, and even like, the job I have right now, playing professional ball, like no, because it's different. It's different than being in a warehouse. Like, you're building bonds with people that, like, you don't know when their last day is, and you don't know when your last day is. So it's like, and you guys are with each other 24/7. You guys live, like, in the same apartment building. You guys are practicing every day together. You guys are hanging out, going to shop, do all this different stuff with each other. So it's like a brotherly bond. So, and I feel like everyone's genuinely, I don't assume that anyone's like talking about my back or doing anything, but that bond that like you build with people, especially like in this atmosphere, I feel like it lasts a lifetime. I have people that I play Pop Warner with that I'm still cool with. I have people I play high school with that I'm, cool with, college, that I still reach out to that's in Texas or playing wherever. So it's just, it's a different type of brotherhood. And, going back to what you were talking about earlier, about, you always feeling like when the cameras are on or whatever, you still want to hold yourself to that standard. And like me looking and seeing somebody in a position of power that maybe they only bust their ass when their boss is here. I don't really respect that. I respect the motherfucker that come in every single day and grind and work and treat everybody with respect, has a smile on their face, like regardless of like what day they're having or whatever it may be. They come in every day ready to work, treating people right. I respect it. I respect a real leader. You know what I mean? Not just like, oh, someone's watching. I'm gonna hustle and do all this stuff that I have never done in front of anybody. But it's just from my point of view.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about when people say maybe something about you that you might not agree with? Like, how do you feel about a certain person that let's say they do say something negative about you? How do you feel about that person?
They don't know me better than I know me, so it doesn't really matter. It's in one ear out the other. You can say whatever you want to. I know me more than you. I've spent way more time than you've spent with me.
Right.
And if someone has genuinely known me, they wouldn't speak in bad turn when it comes to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna talk about people behind their back. I'm not gonna do all that, the gossip and shit. And I'm gonna stand on what I believe 24/7, regardless of who's around.
I have a question. Hopefully you have an answer. What are some things you think you could work on when it comes to taking disrespect?
Oh, a lot, bro. Like, I gotta work on like how I respond to it when I hear it. Like, my initial response is like hit them or get mad or confrontation. You don't have to be like that, because 9 times out of 10, the stuff that they're saying or talking about, or if they're like, Juan, you know what? You suck. You're not a good person. 9 times out of 10, they're talking about themselves. So when someone does, come to me with maybe a negative approach, talking about me in a negative light, I just smile, laugh it off. Oh, why do you feel like that? Oh, you feel like this? Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like that towards me? Oh, okay. Like, your response is going to tell me everything I need to know about you. Oh, this person is actually hates themselves. So that's why they're spreading so much negativity. Or you'll see somebody and you'll be like, everything they do, everything that comes out of their mouth is negative. So it's like, damn, why is this person constantly going one by one to each person and being negative? Oh, we're about to go to Walmart. I hate Walmart. Okay, we're about to go to Target. I hate Target. Target sucks. Okay, my nigga, stay back.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I don't know. It just all depends. But the main things I need to focus on is how I react to it. Not getting frustrated or flustered. Let anybody control like how I feel and, ruin my day because of one thing they said. You know what I'm saying? And not like taking things personally when it comes to that. Like, oh, someone flips you off, cussed at you, did whatever. They don't know who you are. You don't know who they are. Whatever. It is what it is. Hey, keep it pushing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, that's just the main things that I can work on as of right now.
Yeah. My thing is I just try to I literally for me it helps me like ground myself with just like breathing and staying like very purposeful with my movements and just looking at that person. For me, I go full on, which I've learned from the 4 Agreements and then also from like Gary Vee, is to have like full empathy for them. I just, instead of being mad as shit, I feel so bad for them, like so bad. I'm like, damn, the fact the fact that they are willing to try to frustrate me and try to disrespect me and try to say these words. Obviously, if it's a physical altercation, that's completely different. Like, we throwing hands. But like, if it's like a word thing, or it's either actions, as in like they do smirks at you or they look at you, I just try to don't even look. I just don't even bother. I mean, I'll acknowledge them and I'll just laugh or I'll smile. Actually, I won't laugh. I actually do smile though. Like, I just smile. Just kill them with kindness. Because obviously, if you're willing to do all that stuff, I think you're going through a hard time. And I'm not going to get in that game. What was that? Nipsey Hussle said something about clown shit. I don't know if you remember. It was this interview. I think it was on Big Boys.
When he was talking about addressing like the 6ix9ine thing, like Basically, like when people coming in with like that negative energy, you gotta ignore it and focus on like the real.
That too, and it's like, he also said, it's at that same interview too. He says something in the words of, I don't want to join the circus. Like, I don't want to be with these clowns. So like, why am I gonna sit here and play with them? So that's kind of how I look at it. Like, I don't know, if you're trying to be disrespectful, or you're trying to do something, or you're trying to alpha me, like, you can have that game. Go ahead, crown yourself the alpha. Yeah. Like, I don't do things for like to be better than somebody, or I don't try to belittle someone. Like, I'm in my own game. Like, I got my own family, I got my own goals. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on, unless it's something great and interesting and with good intentions and you're a great guy, then I'll be interested. But if you're just moving off like, being grimy and, doing things that, something that I wouldn't really be fond, or I wouldn't want to hang out with that type of person. Like, I just try to like avoid playing in their game, because we don't value the same things. You value trying to make yourself look tough. Like, I'm good with being soft in your eyes. Like, I'm good with the way I speak, what I talk about, what I choose to talk about, and the way I dress, the way I look. I'm good with me. Like, obviously you're not, because you're judging and you're trying to tell me how I look. Obviously, go ahead and good luck, have fun with that game, but I'm going to do me. Hopefully you doing you works out long term. But all I know is, history shows when with that perspective and moving with negativity, like, it don't.
That energy you're putting out is going to come back to you in some way. And I think that was in a Nipsey interview. He was talking about that. He was like, the energy you put out is going to come full circle. It's in the Bible. So if you're constantly being negative, using every breath that you have, put people down, talk about people in a negative light, maybe do things negatively, one day that's going to come full circle and somebody's going to do something negative to you. And you're going to look around like, why me? It happened to you for a reason. You were the right person at the right time. But if you're spreading positivity, love, and you're being a good person, in my experience, shit just goes a lot better when you're genuinely being a good person. Things fall into place, right? When you don't burn bridges, even when, you might feel like somebody can't do nothing positive or good for you, and you still, like, treat that person with respect. What you said last week when you said, treat the janitor like the CEO. That's 100% true. You just treat every single person you come in contact with, with respect, love, and respect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you just have to give more than you receive. I actually just try to give all of myself to like people and like within my honesty, because I think there's a lot of value, and the more you give, the more you receive. And I don't expect it to. That's the thing. I actually don't need nothing from anybody. So it literally comes like full circle. Like, the more you give to people, whether it's money, a perspective, a mood, a mindset, so much more you get back naturally, with no expectations. What would you add to that? I don't know what you think.
One thing I'm glad you said you do things for people without an expectation of getting something back, because a lot of people do that, or they'll keep them tallies in their heart. So they'll sit there and be like, oh, okay, I brought groceries for this person, or this person I loaned them money, or I did this and that, or maybe I gave them a ride. Hey, I gave you 3 rides. Yada yada. Like, I expect the same in return, or I'm gonna doing these things so you can, give them back or do them back for me. And it's just like, if you're gonna do stuff out of love, from your friend or family or anything like that, and then you expect it back, you're not really doing it. You're doing it for future investment. You know what I mean? So if you really gonna be about that and show love and do things out of the kindness of your heart, actually do it out the kindness of your heart, and just don't keep them tallies, because it's just gonna be a fucking mind game. Oh, I did this and this for you last year. You haven't done anything for me this year. It's like, come on now, like, you're keeping tallies. Like, it shouldn't be anything in that nature where it's like, okay, Juan, I brought you groceries, or I bought you dinner 5 times in a row. So you should buy me dinner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you should, how can I say this? You should be kind-hearted when it comes to all that.
Yeah, give to give, not to give to receive. That's kind of like the way I think about things. Yeah, the scoreboard shit, you can have that. Those type of people never last in my life too. That always give to receive. Yeah, you're expecting something back. To me, it's like I do not want to play that game. I do things because I want to do it. I never do things because I have to. Yeah. So the moment that I start to do things that I feel like I need to, doesn't. I mean, obviously it depends, right? But like it's a goal, ambition. Obviously, you need to do these certain things. But when it comes to like giving stuff or doing stuff for people, I do it because I want to. Never, ever, ever will I ever do it because I feel like, oh, I have to do it because they did this for me. No. Because I feel like once you play that game, then I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good. Like when we were hooping, I had to give you buckets. You know what I'm saying? I had to give you buckets.
This is probably the first lie on the podcast. I never heard this.
All
I remember the last time that we played.
Go ahead and lie. On national
the
television.
last time we played, I think I
lost.
I forget this crossover move. I remember. No, I'm just kidding. But I did win. I hold it in my head forever.
You won?
I've been consistent by saying this. The last time we played, I won. Consistently. It was right there at Mama's house in the backyard, which I'm sure you guys still have that basketball hoop. Might be an older basketball hoop, but I did. Yep. I'm holding that to the grave. Holding that to the grave.
I hate you so much. Well, so since we're lying, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. We appreciate you guys for all tapping in with us, man. This was a good podcast, good episode. Once again, like we said at the beginning, thank you guys for continuing to support us. Everything's going, beyond better than what we imagined. The at the very core of us, starting this, we said it don't matter if it's just one person. If it's just one person that listens and makes changes for the better in their life, we would appreciate it. And we would, still do it. We don't do this for bread. We don't do this for profit. We do this out of the kindness of our hearts. So we're not giving to receive. We're giving to give. We're showing love. We're giving you guys advice from experiences in our life, stuff that we've been through. So we appreciate you guys. And we will see you next time on Self Revelations.
Sheesh.